This is my General T. Can't you tell by the flag on the roof? Here it is. It's the big day. Putting this flag, oh man, on the roof. It's perfect. The General T, a fusion of British ingenuity and, well, the American heart. Yep, Chevy small block. One of the best things ever put on this fucking earth. Well, I got all the stickers. Let's transform this thing.
So far we have it all mocked up, but the problem is if you look right here, there's some fucking text on the sticker. That's part of the sticker. So we're gonna have to basically cut this white border off, kind of have it measured out, cut the white border off, and it's time to put on the sticker.
All right, well, cutting this is gonna be interesting. I am gonna opt, I think, for some scissors. I think I can do a pretty good job. Spread this out here. You know, I could use an X-Acto knife on like a piece of wood, but that would take forever.
So Lenny's now cutting the flag, and I'm eating a PB&J sandwich.
Maybe one?
Make your own one.
Seems about right. All right, so we got the flag taped, centered, cut. It is ready to go on the car. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tape down this half, then this half can kind of be loose, and we'll start and we'll just basically work our way back, kind of folding the paper underneath it as we go. Make sure it stays in place. It's gotta be square. Nothing's worse than a crooked flag. This is gonna be tricky, but it's just gonna be very tedious. I have to go through, I don't want any wrinkles. I'm gonna cry, there's wrinkles. Just slowly but surely.
I don't want wrinkles.
We know you don't.
The older the berry, the sweeter the juice.
That's kind of weird. Sometimes you gotta get creative. You good? Mm-hmm. All right. You gotta grab the edges. You gotta go up as much as you can.
I can't go anymore.
Noah, you can't let go.
It's so slippery.
Hold on, I gotta just get this started. Okay, take two. Okay. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Dude, the fly looks great.
Sure does.
All right, well, as usual, things take much longer than I ever anticipated, but we're down to the last few inches. Everything else is down pretty smooth. Really happy with how it looks, but that is only the start because we still have the letters and we still have the numbers for the doors. Gotta love it.
And as of right now, the General T is born. Look at that. It took Lenny and me so long to complete this entire wrap right here. It's all on straight, a little dirty up there. You might want to clean that up, Lenny.
Noah was such a huge help.
Yep, couldn't do it without me. Okay, now we gotta put these things on. Just being applied to the car.
The letters should be like a lot easier.
So for some reason, all the letters are stuck together. So it's G, Eneral,
T. G,
but for some reason, these two letters aren't connected, but everything else is.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. Oh, damn, that actually looks good.
It's glossy, dude. It looks great.
Glossy, dude. It looks legit. It's crazy to think that this is just some crazy idea we had, and it's actually, I love it. A General T. It's really growing on me.
Damn.
Okay, perfect.
Kind of going half, a little bit at a time because it is on a curve. It's actually a compound curve. It's going two ways. You ready? Oh. Bam! That looks awesome, dude.
We got big numbers we're gonna put right here, by the way, too. So
big General T numbers. Oops. I love the way it looks. I love how black it is. It's super contrasty, which I like.
Here we go.
Almost.
There we go.
All right, it's the next day, and we need to finish this livery. But I'm gonna take this off first. Here we go. Stuck on the mirror. So all that's left for the General T to be born is just the numbers on the door. All right, there are the numbers. Oops, I'm already seeing some air bubbles I'm gonna have to go back and fix. Oh, wow, a lot of air bubbles.
Oh wow, a lot of work you gotta still do.
This one looks a lot better.
Yeah, on camera it'll look great.
Exactly. This looks fucking ridiculous. We'll hide from the cops now.
There goes being incognito.
Okay. Ready to peel off this side? No, don't hum while you're recording. Dude, the one came out damn near perfect. All right, well, it's time to make our sponsors happy. Some fender stickers. All right, livery's officially done, dude. What do you think?
Dude, I think it's fucking awesome. It's amazing. It might not be as fast as a race car or sound as good as a race car, but it looks like one.
Hey, well, it's gonna sound as good as a race car in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, when we put the cam in, which I want to start tomorrow, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know, but Comp Cams sent us out a camshaft that will be going in my Chevy small block. And here, let's get a look at the other side real quick. Bam, dude, look at that. Look how great that looks. So all these stickers are a mixture of sponsors and parts that I actually have on the car. And the livery is complete.
For now.
For now, exactly.
If Nelson Racing Engines wants to sponsor us, then we'd be glad to put a big sticker on there.
Yeah, no problem. They get the whole hood.
Yeah, as long as they take care of what's under the hood, they could own our hood.
Oh, didn't see you there. That's my General T. That's my baby. Not General Lee. General T. It's British. But got a good old small block Chevy V8 in it. Yeah! Oh, my back's sticking. Leather seat. Next up is this Hot for Teacher camshaft that'll be going in the car in just a few episodes. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. Stay tuned. All right, today's the day. We're starting the Hot for Teacher cam install on my Chevy 350 in the General T. Here it is. Our friends at Comp Cams sent us out this great cam kit. Comes with everything you need to install it in this basically bone stock Chevy 350 with just some Vortec heads. So this should pair real nicely and make it sound a lot better. Should also give it a huge boost in power that it's much needed. All right, let's start wrenching. All right, we're about to remove the supercharger. There we go. Maybe we'll have to put a bigger pulley on it. All right, next, this is carburetor and distributor. Now the distributor, you disconnect the wires.
Yeah.
Boom. And now for the carburetor. Oh, there we go. Look at that, pretty sweet. All right, we got a lot of stuff off the top end of the motor. We still need to disconnect some of this wiring, and then radiator needs to come out, then this motor can kind of go this way. That's the beautiful thing about this Jag, is because it's not a typical muscle car, I can take the radiator out, and I can literally just slide the motor straight out, which is much easier than the Chevelle. Oh, I can still hear the fluid sloshing around into the bucket. As you can see now, without the radiator, how basically, once you lower these wires, we got a straight shot out. So what's left? Disconnecting from the bell housing and pulling this bitch out. Let's do it. I'm excited. All right, the time has come. We've taken everything off of this motor that needs to get taken off so that the motor can come out of the car. It's been disconnected from the transmission, it's been disconnected from the car in every which way possible. We have this carb plate and we have this lift, and we're gonna, let's pull it out. Here we go. Okay, right there. We can kind of wiggle a little bit more. We could also do.
You're good. You're good. It's gonna slide right out. Yeah, it's coming out right now.
Okay.
Oh, that's great. Grab the bucket.
Stop. Okay, let's just do another quick visual check, but I think we're clear on everything. This is, you know, when you get it like halfway out, this is where you really want to check for everything. We got a drip pan. Don't want to move. Pulling it uphill. Motor's out on the engine stand, and now it's time to disassemble this motor. We gotta get everything off of it because we gotta get new head gaskets, and quite frankly, we're waiting to pull the heads off so I know which head gaskets to get. So we gotta pull all this crap off before we can do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Water pump I put on a few months ago. This is off now. Oh. This is a spacer that was right here. This is why you take pictures. It does not want to come undone. Power steering pump is coming off. Okay, there we go. Put this aside. Okay, well that frees up a lot. Now let's take this intake manifold off.
On a little side note, the newest addition to the collection, it's a Harley Davidson 883. So fun Sportster. But back to the cam.
All right, let's get this intake manifold off. I do want to. Oh damn! Looks like whoever tightened it last got a little excited because that totally squished the aluminum right there. See that? That's crazy.
That's not good.
No, it's not great. Yeah, and I think they're all gonna be like that. These bolts are all different. That's not good.
Previous owner did this.
Previous owner did this, and we may have to fix some of the mistakes he made. It almost looks like that bolt was like welded together. Yeah, we might need to go get some new hardware. All right, all of the bolts have been taken off, so let's remove everything. Okay, this one's. There we go. Look at those rockers. Put these aside.
It smells like fresh oil.
Fish oil.
Fresh oil.
Oh. Okay. Let's pull this intake manifold off. Here we go. I think it's starting to come off. There we go.
Grab from the little handle. Probably a little RTV around right here. Yeah, I can see it.
All right. There it is.
There we go. Oh, dude, you have a bent push rod. I'm kidding.
Does everything look straight? That's a good sign. Dude, well, here we are. Everything is, oh, dude, look how gunky this is.
So this isn't too great, but it's really gunky in there.
Yeah, it looks like maybe one of the old gaskets or something was left and just got completely disintegrated.
Only on the rears. The fronts are completely dry and fine.
Yeah, this definitely would not be good for cooling, and I have had tons of cooling issues in this car. So we're gonna clean this out completely before it gets put back. But let's take these heads off. Okay, here we go. Taking this rocker arm off. First we gotta pop out the lock. Okay, lock is loose. Then we come in here and we loosen the nut. Here we go, it's starting to loosen. Okay, pull off the nut. Okay, then we can pull off the rocker arm, which we are going to be reusing these rocker arms. They're not too bad. And then followed by the push rod, which has a very interesting wear mark right where it hits the head. But I don't think it's too bad to not reuse. I mean, this is a budget cam job, so we're gonna reuse things that we can reuse. And as you can see right here, I'm putting it in a bag with blue tape because it's important to mark, you know, which cylinder you're taking off, intake versus exhaust. Everything you take out of the motor should always go back in the same exact place if you're reusing things. Because metal to metal wear usually creates wear patterns. They want to go back with each other. So that would be cylinder 3 exhaust.
Yep.
All right, now that all the rocker arms are out, we're taking the head bolts out, and we did it in a reverse torque sequence. So the way you torque it on, we did it in reverse. And I've already done that. Now I'm just taking off loose bolts. So this kind of just go back and forth. Okay, real quick, let's pull all these out. Covered in oil. Ooh, look at that. I don't know if that's wear mark. I don't know if that's a goop on it. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. Okay, here we go. Right on my shoe! Right on my shoe! Damn it! There's nothing poured out. Wow, that is so heavy. There we go. Look at those. Look at those pistons.
It's the next day. We just got some new head gaskets. Time to take this other head off, and then we can start putting the new cam in.
We gotta take the old one out first.
Yeah.
All right, we got both heads off. We got the timing chain cover off, and now we gotta take the oil pan off. And once that happens, then we're pretty much ready to pull this cam out. Okay, all the bolts have been removed. Time to see what we got laying underneath the beast.
You got a full little drip tray.
Here's the good news. I don't see any metal chunks whatsoever in this. Chunks. Okay, we flipped it back over, and this is, you know, this is the big day. Big time. Pulling this cam out slowly. I put a long bolt in it just so it's easier to grab for leverage, but slowly, being very careful not to nick the cam bearings. Very slowly and very carefully. Supporting it as close to the block as possible. That, my friends, is my camshaft. Lenny's camshaft. So looking at it, I don't know anything. I'm just kidding. So looking at the cam, I'm assuming it says 010 in a few different places on the cam. And this block is referred to as an 010 350 block because of the casting number. Now, I'm gonna make an assumption and say this was the stock cam. Very trucky, probably came out of a C10 back in the 70s. But the new cam should be a large improvement over this one. All right, guys, we've taken the cam out. We've actually taken everything out of the motor that we need to do this cam swap. So disassembly is complete. In the next episode, we will be reassembling, putting the new cam in. But unfortunately, the heads are gonna need a little bit of machine work. So these bad boys are going off to the machine shop in the next few days. We'll get them back. We'll put them back on the motor with the new cam and start this thing up. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we're back for part 2 of the cam install on my small block Chevy in the General T. And so far, you see, we've taken everything off this motor that we need to, and the heads actually just got back from the machine shop. And that's where they drilled and tapped these holes and pulled out the old studs. And now we have nice screw-in studs, which are gonna be much better for the cam and for the rocker arms. So now that we have all that done, we can throw the cam in and get started. Guys, this is the new camshaft. You thought. Before we install the camshaft, we gotta lube it up with a ton of this cherry flavored red lube. So that way when it goes inside the motor, everything's lubricated on startup. So let's do this. Time to lube up these cam lobes. There we go.
Monkey with a camshaft.
Hey, come on now, that's rude. I gotta get a lot on these grooves. Okay, want some more? All right, we got her all lubed up. Time to slip her in. Tight fit. Very slow, very carefully. It's like playing that one game, with that doctor game when you're younger. Oh boy, this is gonna be tricky. I can't see where I'm going. Noah?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Slowly put it in.
Oh, I got it! It's a good length of a camshaft. Okay, here we go. Boom! Nice lobe. Oh, this is like surgery.
Shove it in there. Take a mallet, hit it from the back. Yeah, just grind the lobes off while you're at it.
I'm trying not to. Oh man, it does not want to go in any further. Oh. Wow, that was a tough one.
Timing chain is back on, looks good. We're just trying to figure out what the torque specs are for these 3 bolts because it doesn't say so in the instructions. It says refer to the manual. So we're trying to figure out what that is. So that's what Lenny's looking up right now.
This is crazy. So precise.
So once that's all good, we are that much closer.
Hold on. This guy says, I've never had any cam bolts ever come loose at 25 foot-pounds and Loctite, except once. I don't know. Since we just got these back from the machine shop, there are no valve springs on it, so we gotta add the new hardware that came with the cam kit. So we're gonna use plenty of oil and get this thing on. Okay, once both surfaces have oil on it, we can put the spring on. Then we put on this bad boy. Now it comes in for this big obnoxious tool, valve spring compressor. You put this side on the valve, you put this side on the spring, you clamp it down, then you just twist, making sure to keep your face away from the spring in case it comes unlodged. And you slowly just put these little keepers in. Okay, there's one. Okay, now it's on and seated. Now we'll back out the compressor tool, and then, bam. Just like that, it's done. You give it a nice little whack. There you go. Valve springs are on. I just gotta do the rest of this head. This will take me like an hour. All right, we'll check back with you when this is done. So I cleaned off the entire top of the block to make sure it's ready for the heads. And before we put the timing chain cover on, I gotta lube this up with some more of this red grease to get it all nice and lubricated. As much as we possibly can. All right, it's getting dark, it's getting cold, but it's time to torque these head bolts down. We've already done 2 passes, so just one more pass, 70 foot-pounds, and we should be good to go. All right, here we go. 50 foot-pounds felt kind of tight, so 70 is gonna be interesting. Oh, I've been on Newton meters this whole time. I'm just kidding. 70 foot-pounds. Here we go. Oh my gosh. That's one done. Okay. 2. This is a workout, man.
So right now we're putting the lifters in. We have the lifters sitting in a little oil bath for the last day or so. But just to make sure that it's extra lubed up, now we're putting them in. So Lenny's just putting the gear oil on the parts that touch the cam and squishing them in their little holes. A little bit too much oil for now. It's just gonna kind of drip because the oil pan's not on all the way.
I'm spinning every single one because when you go in, you want to make sure there's no slack left or right, and they're supposed to spin. So we're making sure of that right now. Put a little dab of the cherry flavored lube. And then, oh, that was a little sloppy. Right in the hole, and then I can spin it with my finger so I know it's good. Oh, I missed one. I skipped one. We gotta restart. I skipped one. Spins, yeah. Everything is super tight, just the way I want it. Just the way I like it, to be honest. Here we go. Spin, spin, spin. Be very careful not to drop these lifters. Almost made the mistake of that earlier. Boom, lifters are in. Let's do the push rods next. Heads are torqued down. We've put all the rocker arms, the push rods, the new lifters in. All the preload has been set for every single cylinder, and now it's time to put the intake manifold on.
And I just RTV'd up the China walls, so now we're gonna put the thing on.
I got a little handle I can hold it from. Okay, here we go. Kinda just gotta reposition this gasket a little bit so the holes line up. I got my baby right here. I filled her with a bunch of red fluid. We gotta insert her in the shaft now. No.
Okay, that's your first click. You need one more.
Was that it?
I think so.
I don't think so. That's a mistake. It felt like 2 clicks. We gotta go one more click, you know?
Yeah.
Hold on. Boom, see, there it is. There's the second click. There it is. There's the second click. We're gonna measure with some calipers, but I think we're good to go. Look how tiny it is.
So it's like day 7 of the cam install. You know how things go. And the motor is pretty much all sealed up, ready to drop in. We're just gonna put the water pump on while it's out, just because it's easier. So that's what Lenny's doing right now. Getting the water pump surfaces all smooth and shiny and ready to gasket itself up. And we put the torque converter in last night, so it's pretty much ready to drop right in.
Really excited for this cam break-in. It's like we gotta run it for like 30 minutes at 2,500 RPMs. It's gonna be a long time. Longest 30 minutes of my life. No. You gotta help me, I can't let go of this. Nope. Leave a comment if you thought you knew what size that was before we did. Torque, should I torque it? Nah, who needs torque? Boom, water pump done. Next up, fuel pump. Okay, gasket's on. Let's go grab the fuel pump. So now I'm putting in a longer bolt in this little hole, which will hold the fuel pump push rod. We should be making contact right there. I don't want to nick it, so we're just gonna lightly do it. Then we take this bolt back out, add the shorter one, put it back in the fuel pump, and we're good to go.
So the engine's all good, ready to go back in. And Lenny has to replace this flex plate because this one is cracked. I don't know if you can see it.
Those bolts were loose. That was really loose.
Yeah, they're cracked. So we just got a new one. We're gonna put the new one on right now.
Wow, these really are backing out like nothing. You see the crack right there?
Yeah.
It's pretty. I don't know how that happens. Okay. Oh.
There we go.
Okay, there's the old one.
Look at that.
Okay. I gotta torque these up because this motor's dangling, so I can't go side to side.
The motor is in the car finally, all locked up. Lenny's putting a new gasket on the valve cover because these valve covers leak like crazy with the crappy little gaskets we had before. So we use a good cork gasket. We just gotta put the accessories back on the distributor carb and start it up for the first time. The engine is finally back in the car, and as you can see, everything is done. We are about to start it up for the first time. What do you think, Lenny?
I am shitting my pants right now, but I'm excited to hear this cam, and let's turn this motor on. Let's get it started.
So first startup, the new cam, new springs, new everything. So we'll see how it goes. So the cam break-in is going on right now. Lenny's trying to fill up the radiator with extra coolant. We got sucked into the engine. We're currently at 2 minutes, and we need 30 minutes of it revving like this. So I feel really, really bad for all my neighbors.
Okay, so the motor's been running for like 5 minutes, and as you can see, we had it a little too far retarded, and there was a lot of combustion happening in the header, causing the headers to glow completely red. That's why you could tell these are not shiny anymore. I had to throw water on to get the fire out, but these plugs are toast. So I'm going over to my parts car right here, Noah Chevelle, and I took some of the plug wires off of this car to hopefully put them back on there. We already advanced the timing, and we should be good to fire it up. With the advanced timing, the header shouldn't glow anymore, but I think we're ready to finish off the next 25 minutes of this.
It is done. We have finally put the cam into the engine and the engine back in the car. We did the break-in. Thank God it works. It starts up and it sounds great. And hopefully, because we're about to take it on the first drive ever, hopefully it is fast now. Hopefully it's got tire shredding power, but we will find out. So Lenny, if you want to do the honors, it's your car.
There you go.
Go ahead, start it up, and we will see how this thing sounds. So, I kind of know what it sounds, obviously, because of
the first time we pulled it out.
But this is the first time of a good normal idle. Okay. There we go. It's got its chop.
There's some decent choppage right there.
So once again, thanks to Comp Cams for supplying the cam for us. this was awesome. There's a lot of work, a lot of obstacles in the way that made it take a lot longer than it should have. But that's what happens when you got an old car with a junkyard motor with 800 million miles on it. So let's hit the road. Now let's go drive it.
Alright guys, if you've been following the last few episodes, you know we just put a new camshaft in the Jag with a small block V8 in it.
Flashback.
Right on my shoe, right on my shoe! Damn it! Okay, here we go.
Yeah, just grind the lobes off while you're at it.
I'm trying not to.
End of flashback.
And I haven't had a whole lot of time to drive it. The cam break-in period is all done, but the braking period is just started. Let's get it on the canyon. I'm so excited.
Here we go.
That was amazing. It still runs. Let's get the
fun. Let's take the stupid camera off. Hold on. Influencer life.
Now in like the wicked forest.
This is creepy, dude. You mean the racetrack? Now it really feels like we're in England.
Yeehaw! Damn, that'd be so fun to drift right there.
This is my version of Pikes Peak. Hill climb. Handbrake. You ready for this view? Yeah. Look at all that developing real estate. Ooh, oil pressure's good. Water pressure's good. Water temperature's good.
Oh, poor brakes. The brakes are not happy right now. Come on!
That was 6,000, baby!
This is my General T. This is my 1972 Jaguar that is Corvette powered. Let me show you. As you can tell, it's making a lot more horsies than it did originally. It's got full custom wiring, a full custom interior, and today we're gonna be putting on flippin' NASCAR boom tubes. Yeah, that's right. And you better believe it, and you better stay to the end of the video. I see tons of YouTubers go on Facebook Marketplace and buy them. No. Today, we're gonna be building them from scratch. And we're gonna be replacing my rinky-dinky rusty side pipes. It's gonna be badass. All right, well, the first course of action is to remove these suckers, so let's get to it. Righty-tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, so there's 3 bolts at this flange to remove the side pipe. And if you aren't familiar with my exhaust system, I am running out of my headers into an X pipe down into my mufflers for sleeper mode. And then I have it branching out into my electric cutouts, which then go to my side pipes, which will be the new boom tubes. So let's get this pipe off. Okay, hold on. What size is it? Come on. Oh, there we go. Gotta disconnect my spark plug for flamethrower wafers. All right, so here's a better look of my cutout. So this is the valve that I have to switch my car for. I'm gonna let that dangle. All right, let's get to work building this boom tube. So getting rid of these side pipes and putting boom tubes on means we're losing the flamethrower capabilities. But we made sure to give it a last hurrah. When we take off my current side pipes, I'm gonna be losing one of the best features I've ever done in this car. It's flame shooting capabilities. I think as a little farewell before we get rid of it, we should shoot some fucking flames. And I got a little trick up my sleeve. Okay, let's test it out. So this is normal flames. Okay, so that was pretty cool, right? Well, we got some magic paste. Oh, it's gotten on my finger. Got on my finger. The instructions say to mix this thoroughly. This stuff stinks. Probably not supposed to be breathing this in. Here we go. So now, put a nice thick layer on the inside of the pipe. This might be too much. I don't know, I've never done this before. We're gonna have to see how this works. Okay, now that your pipe is fully lathered up, let's do round 2. So it says in the instructions, sometimes you have to go really deep. So let's do that. Hopefully this isn't flammable. Okay, let's see how that looks. This is round 4. All right, well, we've done this about 3 times and it doesn't seem to be working too well. So I think I'm just gonna dump the rest of this entire bottle down my exhaust pipe and hopefully it'll be green then. We're just gonna scoop it in. Wow, that was like the whole bottle. It's literally dripping out of the exhaust pipe now. Get it real nice and wet, getting all over my fingers. I'm sure this is terrible for your skin. I mean, I pretty much just emptied the bottle. So this is either gonna, oh, we should get a fire extinguisher handy. Safety second, right? I mean, the bottle's like empty. Like there's nothing left in there. Okay, well that's it. So if this doesn't work, then this shit's a bust. So the first few times I put a couple scoops of that fluid, and this is the 4th or 5th time, and I put half the bottle. So if this doesn't give us the result we wanted, then it's not my fault. Okay, back to the boom tubes. Okay, so I quickly just mocked up a cardboard template, I guess. This is the old side pipe. We're gonna cut it right around here, and then this will lay over just like that. And when you're underneath the car, it's gonna look kind of like this. So that's like roughly the layout of how it used to be. With the boom tubes, it's gonna sit about like that. Then you'll see the channels in the exhaust right here. These are where all the holes will be. Let's turn this thing into metal. Okay, first things first, we gotta cut off the part we don't need. Well, there we go. It's not the cleanest cut. We're gonna clean it up. Ideally, you'd be using like a bandsaw or maybe even like a reciprocating saw, but we're doing this with an angle grinder because that's all we have. So there's our cut. I would say let's go mock it up on the car, get some angles, then we can start welding on our first piece. So the first piece that we're going to be cutting out of this sheet metal is this piece right here. And that is where the existing pipe will weld onto. So we need to be precise. And skadoosh. You know, it's not perfect, but hand cutting with the angle grinder, I think that's pretty good. So essentially, this will be the back of our box, like so. Now we gotta drill in a 2.5-inch hole. We'll be good to go. We mark this hole. Now we're gonna take our Hercules Harbor Freight Special and drill into it. There's a very good chance this wood's gonna get away from me and hit you in the balls. So you may wanna stand back. Or hit me in the balls. Come on! We're so close. On you. Oh. There we go.
So we're trying to figure out how to clock this piece so that it's level with the bottom of the car.
I think we might have to just go with an eyeball measurement on this one.
So here's the deal. We have very little space under the General T because we have a muffler system. This goes to the cutout, which shoots out the side. And because we're confined on space, we're gonna have to do it the long and hard way, which is each and every single piece of this custom boom tube that we're making, we're gonna have to put on the car, pull it back here, weld it, put it back on the car, bring it back here, cut, weld, rinse and repeat until it's done. So right now we have that plate, and basically we're just gonna weld this on, make sure it's all good. We're not gonna fully weld it on, we're just gonna put some strong tacks, go measure it, bring it back, and then continue with the build. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Oh, and by the way, I'm not a welder or a very experienced one either. I'm just an idiot with a Harbor Freight, cheapest fucking welder they have. This is a very thin metal, and when you're welding thin metal to a little bit thicker metal, it gets hard because you could burn holes. So we have it turned down to the lowest setting possible, and luckily this is on the inside, so my welds are gonna be yucky looking, but it's fine, you won't see them. What matters is that it holds up. And so far, my exhaust system that I custom welded for Lenny's car held up for over a year. So, what can I say? Maybe I was born to be a welder.
Okay.
So far, our medieval torture device is coming together. So, as you can tell, we have our little side pipe, which goes to what is, so far, the boom tube. We've got much more to go. Boom tube is more than just a, a weapon.
Looks like a straight guillotine.
Yeah, it looks like a guillotine. So basically, we just cut off this piece of metal right here.
So essentially, that piece of metal will close in for the 3 points right there. Then we can go take it over to the Jag and test fit it once again and kind of just make sure we're all on track.
Yep.
All right, let's get welding. Okay, a little update. The boom tube is coming along nicely. So we've gotten its general shape now, and this is kind of what it looks like on the car. It'll sit kind of like that, but obviously a lot closer up. So now we gotta do the fun stuff, the actual boom tube stuff, and build all of the internals. So let me show you. So now we gotta actually build the slats and the little pipes in there, and the reason that NASCARs have this is that they run super rich, so they end up popping a lot. So this is specifically designed to help baffle that sound, and as a byproduct to help really create that really unique NASCAR sound, which is what we're trying to get out of this car. So let's build the internals, slap it on, and let's get going. We're getting close. Here we have this long tube of steel that I'm gonna cut in 2.5-inch slots, and they're gonna go inside the boom tube. I wanna do 3. With the size and form factor that we have, I think that'll work really well. Let's chop her up. Okay, so I gotta cut a few more of these. There we go, now it's cooled down. So essentially, they're gonna go in here in a configuration, custom secret configuration, I can't tell you. And it'll help create that custom sound that we're looking for. So let me go cut a few more and I'll have Noah weld this on.
Now you can go on Facebook Marketplace and look for boom tubes and look and look and look. Trust me, I've tried and not find anything. Or get your hands dirty and build your own boom tubes. And we're gonna build the innards of a true boom tube.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna start marking the fins. So we need 2 fins to complete the design, and then we can close it up with a top, and then we're all done. Gosh, dude, I look like a mad scientist right now. Kind of look like Borat right now, Noah, with my haircut, with my hair like this.
We have officially created our own boom tube. And if you want to see what it looks like inside, I can't show you, it's a secret. Just kidding. Here we go. That is what it looks like. Now, I don't understand the exact science behind it, but I don't need to know the science. I saw some videos on YouTube. Should be good enough for me. So basically, we just gotta zippity zappity, get this thing on the fucking car.
All right, guys, one side is pretty much done. I gotta finish it up a little bit, but I've already done the hard work of cutting out basically most of the other structural panels for the other boom tube on the other side of the car. So I'm gonna tack this together and then we can get started on the internals of this one. We'll go quick so I won't bore you. Okay, so a few tacks later and boom, we have the two sides of the other boom tube welded on. Now I'm gonna take my backing plate, which I made a little bit taller because I'm gonna cut it off later. Can't wait to go out and rip this thing. It's gonna sound so good. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes and the second boom tube is nearly finished. If you take a look, we have these little pipe baffles. We got the fins done. So it's just a matter of taking the top piece that I've already cut and welding it on. Boom! Boom tubes are done, dude. You know, they're not perfect, but hey, they're homemade and they were a lot cheaper than if I were to buy them. So as you can see, I cleaned up some of the welds and they look, I mean, this thing's ready to bolt on. We're ready to test this thing out. I love the way it looks.
I love it too. Let's fucking put these things on, dude.
Comment down below. Should I paint these or should I leave them raw? Let me know. All right, as you can see, we bolted the NASCAR boom tubes onto the Jag and we took it out to Mexico because we're gonna flippin' rip this thing. So you guys can hear it. Hear what it sounds like. All right, let's fire it up. Because I promised you donuts in the last video, some real donuts, I got you. Oh.